Oops. Okay. To pick up where we left off. Well, I hope this is all working, basically. I think so. So, I am managing this thing from the phone. Okay. Continuing the Swift app development from yesterday. How far did we get? Let's see. We finished going through our intro and goals. We went over the spec. We created our repo, and we created a little Postman collection with the 2 API functions that we'll use. We started implementing the calls to load the data into our app and test some tests for them. We did our basic coordinator, and we began our view model. The view model being the thing that's loading the data. I'll move my book over here. Excuse me. I've got some cake, so life is good. Got some lo-fi going. Is my sound on? Yes, it is. Okay. So the hurdle we ran into yesterday evening, which I called the calling point, was that we learned that sometimes director comes back as one string, and sometimes director comes back as a string array. Now we were using decodable to change the JSON into this struct, but I wasn't aware of how to handle corner cases or different scenarios with the decodable so that we can compensate for potentially different values here. I did some research. I didn't find much, but thankfully Stack Overflow to the rescue. I asked. And shout out to Vadian, what an absolute boss, basically gave me exactly what we need here. So I did find out before he answered that with coding keys, so by default you don't need to create this with a decodable. It builds it for you based on the name of the names of the properties. But if we do use coding keys, we can use different property names to what JSON is sending back. So that means we don't have to use this Swift lint disable, and we can use like real case values here. So that's nice. And I think that coding keys is required for what we want to do. So basically we override the initializer, the default initializer, and we have to handle it. So like you can see here, they're decoding the data into a container. I'm not sure what this class is, so we'll have a look. And then they just assign all of the values as we are doing at the moment, or as what's happening automatically at the moment. And then here they can test if there's a single director or a group of directors. So we're going to just copy paste this bad boy because it's exactly how we want to start, and we're just going to have to add in all of the other properties. So firstly, I don't really want to have I saw gonna have back prop. That was actually, I think, yeah. So this was the example. It maybe comes back. The JSON values key is e-mail, but you don't want to have a property, a constant called e-mail. So you can say case blah equals blah. I don't know if the order matters here. I'm gonna hope not. So that way we can case everything that's going to stay the same. So cost. So I'm just going to try to keep the order as close as possible for title is like the last value here. Now director, yeah, actually the name stays the same. So backdrop cost classification, and thankfully I have unit tests to just test all of this. So director genres ID, it actually didn't complain about. All right, then IMDb rating. So I want to change this to IMDb rating like that. So now we can say case IMDb rating equals IMDb rating. And now we don't have to have dumb property names, and we can still decode. And then there's one more, but let's go on. So ID IMDb rating length overview poster released on, no, okay, so this is the one that we want to change. Case released on okay, so that leaves us poster released on slug and title. I hope that the order here doesn't matter, but we'll find out. All right, and then we need to now also assign all of the other properties here. So this does add like a bit of work, but this one we are gonna stick in the order that we like here. So title, most of them are just, well, they're all either strings or string arrays, so we can use this. Oh, except for IMDb rating, which is a float. So our backdrop dot backdrop, and cost is there. Next is classification. After that is director, which this guy has kindly done for us. And we probably should rename directors. That would be a better name, because it could just be one, and it could be multiple, and it is an array anyway. So we need to add case directors, director. Okay, so let's just update this. So this is taking the container, decoding directors as a string. If that fails, it tries to decode it as a string array. All right, cool. After that is genres, which is the same as cost. It is an array. Genres. After genres is ID, which is just a string. ID. Okay, then IMDb rating, which we know is a float. IMDb rating, and we need a float. Okay, length is a string. I can go here. Length, overview, poster, released on, oh, yes, so this we can name like a normal person. So released on slug is the next one. And title. So that, if this guy has not misled me, should do what we need. Let's let's run our tests. Because we're responsible programmers, we did write some very basic unit tests. I wrote some extra code that was helping us debug, which I must actually get rid of. Those in the view model. This, we don't need this. Movies. Yeah. Let's see if we can, if it's still broken, we can just add this back for debugging. But this just checks what? This checks that the API model builds the URL properly. Oops. Test succeeded. Fantastic. So, I believe we are now loading up. Oh. Oof, I am stiff as hell. Fucking hell. I sat for too long and did exercise, and I've been sitting for too long, and then I did some exercise yesterday and today, and now I'm feeling it. All right, cool. But we solved our problem from last night now, thanks to the help of Stack Overflow, which is the reason a lot of devs have jobs, myself included. So what we might, I think what we're still going to do here, I need to create a view model that I send to the view controller for, this is going to be like a movie view model and a genre view model rather than a genre and a movie, because I don't want the view controller to do too much processing, but that we can update as we go. What I want to do now is think about how best to display our data. So opening up our previews. I'm not going to worry about the details right now. We'll get to that next. For now, we just want to do our lists. Sorry. Okay. So my plan, okay, so I need to add whatever this bar is. I can't remember. I should know, but I don't remember. With the home and search option. And then this is, and then I think I'm going to have the header, which I'm going to try do something different with, but I won't worry about that right now. And then our table view, which is going to have, this is a cell, this is a cell. And now I'm thinking, can I have a table view in a cell for the movies? Which this is not something I've done before, but I'm going to give it a try. You know, if it doesn't work, we learn something. But just to get started, I'm going to try do a cell for each genre, which just has a label. And then we can do a custom cell. Right. So to get started, our UI view controller needs, I like to do an extension for this actually. Extension movie view controller. So I like to usually do extensions for relevant kind of sections of code, even if it's in the same file. So UI table view data source. Don't need the delegate yet. And then this needs should each one be a section? But then it's only got like one cell in it. Now, let's try it as a cell. All right, cell for row at, return UI table view cell. It's just basic return, and it also needs cells. Does it not? Oh, rows, sorry. Number of rows in section. So we're only going to have one section. So this needs to return our view model dot genre count, which returns an optional in the case that the view model is not instantiated, in which case we can just return 0. I wonder if there's a constructor for table view cell. No. Alright, so what I'm going to do, just for testing now, is okay. Okay, so what we're doing is a very basic implementation. We're returning the number of rows from our view model, and then I'm just creating a basic cell whose text is set to the view model's text. Now, there are a few things we have to do. Let's see. I like to separate sort of oops. These are nice sections, so we can do or and detonator view model UI components. All right, so we're going to need a table view. Or table view UI table view. Excuse me, sorry. My hay fever is wrecking me hard, so you're just gonna have to handle me blowing my nose every now and again. That is life. Also, eating the cake, but the cake's almost done. Yeah, and then we can maybe UI setup. We can have a func setup table view. Again, I'm not using the UI builder. This is just a decision that I'm making for this project, but it's not like the right way, but it's how I'm gonna do it. Oh, we also want our, is it a tab bar? I can't remember what that component is. We can mess around with the storyboard. Let's see. What? Nope, not that. It's been so long since I did anything with the storyboard. Embed in. Oh no. Our view controller disappeared. View? Okay. Whew. Plus. Oh, yes, I remember they hid it away. Bar, navigation bar, toolbar. All right, or tab bar. You want a tab bar, toolbar. I think a toolbar because it's not tabs. So let's add another UI component. We can say let toolbar equal, you don't need this. Toolbar, does this, okay. So we need to set up our constraints. I think let's do our toolbar first, actually. So that we just slap at the bottom. Func setup toolbar bar is toolbar. Oh. Okay. Bar. Just like that. Cool. So first thing that I forgot about last night. Toolbar dot translates auto sizing mask into constraints false. Then we want to set the toolbars leading and trailing to our view and the bottom of it to the bottom of the view. So we do that like this. Dot leading anchor dot constraint is equal to view dot leading anchor is active true. And then toolbar dot trailing anchor, same thing. There are different ways of writing these out. This is, I think, the most succinct way that Apple's done, because you leave out sort of a lot of the unnecessary view training, unnecessary parameters. And then bottom. There was that one that I started with yesterday, but that's sort of the old way, which still works. It's just you have all of your parameters in there, where this, this is much shorter than what I was starting there. Okay, cool. Oh, we also need to view add subview toolbar. I think that's all we need to do. It's obviously not styled and it has no buttons in it, but it should still work. Set up toolbar. Okay, then here we want to say table view dot same thing. Translate to say false. Again, if you don't do this, Xcode tries to create constraints by itself, and then your constraints will work, and it's not going to look like how you want it to look. View dot add subview table view. We can also say table view dot data source equals self. That means that when it tries to load data, it's going to look at self, which in this case is the movie list view controller, which works because movie list view controller, we did add an implementation of table view data source. So that's fine. That's what we want. Okay, then constraints. We want leading, trailing, and top. So I'm just going to copy pasta. Table view. Leading, trailing, and instead of bottom, we're going to go top anchor view dot top, and then we do also need a bottom. The bottom of the table must be equal to the toolbar dot top. I wonder if I can add some buttons to the toolbar. I don't know, actually. I've never really worked with Swift toolbars. Add interaction? Motion effect, gesture recognizer. I wonder. Let's see. Swift toolbar programmatically add button. Cake. No man. Not. Oh, am I using the wrong type of bar? Should I be using that tab bar? Well, I shouldn't be using a toolbar. Well, let's still try. Items, okay. Let's give it a shot. And it wants UI bar button items. Oops. Button item. What are these initializers? Image style last action. Sweet. So, what do our mockups look like? Home and search. Is home a thing? Please? Well, let's just add some random stuff here. Let's say done. And we can have just a null target and a null action. We'll set that up later. So the target and the action have to do with what the button does when it's pressed. Search. Okay, I mean, let's see what this does. We're experimenting here. I could probably delete this label code. So it's just for testing. Hey! It's a table view and a toolbar. Now, and it even, the layout's right. It's pretty great. Well, color me impressed with myself. So a few little, oh, right, okay, so there's a couple of things now. We need, what we need to do is we need to do another extension on movie list view controller, and it needs to be a movie list view model delegate. And this has two functions that I don't remember the names of. Our error handler and our movies loaded. So I'll probably still add a busy. Actually, that's quite easy if I remember right. And then we just want to display like a alert with an error if this happens. So if the movies load, we want to do it. Sorry. Reload data. And that should then have it just refresh. And if an error occurred, I can't remember, like an alert action. Alert action can be actually taken when there's yeah, okay. Let alert equal title load error, and the message can be description. We can just tab these nicely, and this can be, that's the load here. Oops. We want to have add action. Okay, so the title, retry, the style, so we're just adding a button to the alert now, and then put action in. What do we want to do? We want to say self.view model.load movies. And oh no, okay, right, we're gonna add a function for this. Func to load movies. This will be expanded when we add the search functionality, but for now we can do this, and we can say table view dot there's an activity indicator that I don't remember how to use. Busy? No. Indicator star? Okay, let's back to our friend Google. Swift table view activity indicator. Okay. Can I not just do a default one? Oh my goodness, what is this website? Hello, go back. Not over. When you get some paper on your cake. Okay, I have done this before. I know this is a thing you can do. No, not in the table view cell. Also, definitely not like this. There's a property on table view. No, man. This is not what I'm... I'm missing something here. I'm not imagining this. it is possible to display a little activity indicator at the top of a table view. I'm sure of it. Maybe I'm losing my marbles. It's quite possible that they are long gone. Okay, last cake. Hopefully no paper. Okay. Oh, my life is pain. Sit. Okay, let's just look a little bit more. Does it have an indicator style? I've clearly lost my mind. Okay, let's not worry about the activity indicator right now, but I will figure that out. Basically, when we load movies, we want to do the call. We will eventually add an activity indicator there. Load initial movies. Okay. And then here we want to do a self load movies. Okay. Let's see what happens now. Again, toolbar might not be the right bar for the job, I'm not sure. Okay, some breakpoints breaking. Is it in the toolbar? Interesting. What if I don't add? No, that doesn't matter. We're not going to use this action. It can just be underscore. That's also going to be moved, so it's fine. What if we just don't add these for now? I'm thinking toolbar is maybe not the right option. Let's go with a UI tab bar, and then this can be tab bar. Set up. Refactor, rename. Tab bar. Okay, cool. And then this is the same, this is the same. And then dot add. Does this also have items? You can set items. What are the items of a tab bar? UI tab bar item, okay. UI tab bar item. System provider configuration. Dot. Is there a home? Oh, there's no home. Okay, whatever. We're winging it for now. 0, 1, search. Cannot assign value of tab item. Am I? Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm not using the right brackets. How long have I been a coder for? Okay, and then this needs to be updated to tab bar. We are setting the view models. Yes, but we aren't setting let's see. I don't know where the appropriate place to do that is. Appropriate place to set a delegate. Movie list. Keep putting W's in. View model equals okay, because what was happening was the delegate wasn't set, so the view model was never getting the events of the list loading. Let's see what happens. Okay, well it broke, but that's okay. UI app called on background thread. Yes, that happens. So that's all right. It's easy to fix. But importantly, we have our bookmarks, which shouldn't be bookmarks, and our list, and the app is broken, but that's okay. This is easy to fix. What we just need to do is main. I can't remember how you do this. I've done it a million times. It's definitely in one of these controllers. Yes, dispatch queue. That's the term I was looking for. Basically, you can't update UI objects outside of the main thread, and the movies loaded function is called by a background thread that's loading the data from the backend. And when it finishes, it calls movies loaded. Movies loaded isn't on the main thread, app crashes. So you just surround the contents in this to make sure. Also, you're going to do the same thing here. Hello. Dot main dot async. We want to do self dot present alert true, completion null. Okay, let's try that again. Loading. There we go. Fantastic. You can select them. Doesn't matter. Ugh. I think we only need a search here. Or like an all. I'm just gonna leave bookmarks for now. That'll change. Because really, there's two functions. There's there's one. There's search where you enter parameter, and then there needs to be like a clear search. Okay, so now the next step, well, there's a couple. I want to send little view models back instead of genres. Okay, excuse me. I've got a huge pile of tissues growing back here. All right, so we want to send little view models back instead of just a genre string. And then we also want to send, or we need to create our custom cells with potentially table views in them, which I'm again not 100% sure will work, but I'm super up for trying. So we need to create a cell that looks like this. And there's actually two cells. So this is a cell, which is just an image. And then this is a cell with a title and a table view. So that's what we need to do. Okay. UI components. Let's just call it table cells. So let's make a new file. We want to cook a touch class. Okay, this time we are going to use an interface builder. I wonder if we need to. Let's try without it and see what happens. UI table view cell. Okay, I like to take those out. So this can be genre cell. Actually don't want to set selected really. So this is going to have two UI components. UI components. It's going to have a label. Let genre label. UI label. And it's going to have a table view. What do I want to call it? Movies. Be more descriptive. Table view. UI table view. Oh. It's kind of turning the cell into a little mini view controller. So I think the cell's gonna have to implement table view data source or something. Do I have to do? All right, I just want to quickly check. Swift table cell programmatic setup. Create custom table cell view cell programmatically. This sounds like what we want to do. Okay, they're busy setting up the window here. Oh, it's so tiny. There's the view controller. Okay. God, what is this indentation? Oh, this is custom functionality to just anchor views that you don't have to do the top anchor stuff every time. Oops. This I think is what I want to look at. So this is his custom table cell. Not worried about the product here. But I might use this for the view model. It'll be the same thing. So we can initialize our tables like this. How does he... Where does he add them? Oh, override init. Okay. Then he anchors them. Okay. I'm gonna give the tables a static height. We'll see how that goes. I think I can get away with not using awaken from nib because it doesn't have a nib. So let's do what is being done here, I suppose. Let's use this initializer and do our setup here. I hope that this guy knows what he's doing. So we want to add our genre label. We want to add our table view. I wonder... Flush. So private func setup genre label. It's gonna be the same. Private func setup is table view. Okay, so we have to have the coder, but we can just do what he does here. This shouldn't ever be used, essentially. Can I just tell you to do it? Fix. Yeah, okay. I didn't copy paste that. Alright. Right, this has been renamed. That's fine. Okay. Genre label that translates. Okay, then we need to do our constraints for our label. So we want the label to be constrained at the trailing, leading, top, and trailing. It's equal to self, I guess. Because when we add subview, we're adding to self, so... Oh, is active. Okay. All right, now we want to do basically the same thing. setup genre label setup. This we're gonna do the same thing. Put the table view and the table view. Yeah, cool. And then the constraints. They're also going to be leading and trailing, and a bottom instead of. Oh, it's going to be a bottom and a top. Bottom is equal to self.bottom, but the top is going to be equal to genre label dot bottom. The others are the same. Now, I don't think I have a table. Do I have a table in here? Yeah, components. Ugh. There was a nice little extension I like to do to reuse identifiers, but for the life of me, I don't remember. So what we actually want to do in this table view, we want to say register, not a nib, cell class for reuse identifier. So this is going to be genre cell dot class, I think. Is that not a thing? Let me just say genre cell, and then I don't know if this will work. Expected. Oh, what if we do dot? Is it dot self? I can't remember. There's a nice Swift class name as string. Utils. New file. Swift file. And this can be cell UI table view cell plus extension. We want actually UI kit here. Table view cell. Okay, and then I want func identifier. So let's return a string, and this is going to be return string describing self. String. No, describing class name. Interesting. Why is this being weird? String. Describing is definitely like an argument for yeah. Well, self. It's fine. Genre cell dot identifier. No. Will that work? It will. Well, it'll compile. I don't know if it'll work or not. Okay, so what we've done now is we've registered our genre cell to the table view, which means when we're populating our table view, we can God let cell equal table view dot dq cell with reusable identifier. We can say genre cell dot identifier. Oops. Else. This we can just return a UI table view cell. This is basically, so we try to get one of our genre cells, otherwise we just return an empty cell, but really we don't want that to ever happen. So now, what if we do cell dot this text label genre as genre cell text. This doesn't need to be optional. Okay, let's see if this works. Excuse me, gosh, I'm full of snot and... Okay, well, it didn't immediately break. I wonder if we are getting our cells or not. Let's just try run again. It is getting there. There's a cell, there's a wiki cell, the genre label. Can we see its text? Genre, no. Cell dot genre label dot text. Action. So it's displaying. I maybe just need to style it. Okay. Okay. Let's just try in our table cell, in our label configuration, we can say genre label dot text color black, not blue, black. Okay, let's try this and see what we see. Nothing? I wonder if it's calling the init. No. Yes. It is. It's kind of weird then. As part of the DQ, it does call the init. Alright, great. So if we just press play now, let's turn off this breakpoint, play again. Then we have our cells. They aren't selectable. They are being populated. So genre label. Okay. Oh, also, just a minor thing. I want to say separator styles dot none. So I don't want separators between the cells. Now setting the label. We know that that is being set and the cell is being returned. Okay. Now there should just be no separators. Excuse me. I'm gonna run out of toilet paper now. Oof. It's okay, we're making lots of progress. For me, the UI is always very experimental anyway. So genre still, let's see. Deleting, trailing, and top. All being set. What if I set like the background color is like blue, and then also and just see. I might need to add these to the content view or something like that, rather than. Okay, so there's their background. I don't know what this warning is, to be honest. But the label is not displaying. We're adding it. Is there a content view? There is. What if we do... This is... Gosh, it's so... You don't really want to just be experimenting like this, but... You want to kind of know that what you're doing is going to work. Oh, yes, I'm an idiot. Not that. Not that. Not that. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Alright, and I think here. And then it's the same. Okay, let's see if that makes a difference. No, none whatsoever. Detect a case where constraints ambiguously set the height of 0 for a table view cell's content view. Okay. Ugh. Am I doing something dumb here? Too much copy paste. Was that like that before? Okay. Oh. This needs to be bottom anchor. There we go. Okay, so I screwed up my... that's why you don't copy paste constraints. It always leads to suffering and pain. Is there a style dot... Font... Small label system, there's a... The absence of a value. The presence of value. Button font size. Family names. Interesting. Wait. Okay. I know. Alright, so that's our padding. So let's do just some constants here. Static. Oh, I do it static, right? Private. Private. Let. Mode. Padding was 8. So 8. That's not gonna work, is it? CG floats, man. Why? Why are they a thing? 8. So this should add a little bit of padding all around to look better. We want the same thing here. We definitely want... This is going to do it everywhere. The top and the bottom. Okay, let's try again. Okay, now at the moment this table view doesn't have a height. Are you crying about the line length here, for real? Okay, looking better. Nice. We are now displaying our categories using our custom cells. Now the big thing. Oof, I don't know if this is gonna work. Clicky. I don't want them to actually select. I wonder, can you deselect? Man, I feel like I made quite a lot of progress already tonight. That's going great. We can delete this breakpoint. In good keeping, let's do a commit. This is not the right terminal. So, lots of additions here. We get status, get commit, updated, decodable, the decodable movies, started custom cell implementation to push. Cool. So far so good. I'm almost out of water. Okay. Gotta find out about this activity indicator because it's definitely a thing. Is it not? Did I not use it in the weather for the city maybe? The refresh control, is this it? Okay, so you set it and you tell it to begin and then you tell it to stop and you set it to null and you have to set an offset. That's kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, more copy pasta. Let's add this refresh control. So we want to set it when we start loading movies. We have table view. We want to initialize it here with our UI components. No, we don't need to. We can just make this a let. It's not an issue. And then it is dismissed here. Huh. So this is here and here. Let's just see if that works. So we should see a little refreshing thing, and there we go. There we go. I don't know. I know you can make it so when you pull down it refreshes, but let's do that. I love doing silly little things like that. Swift table refresh on pull down. I think it's just But then do we want to be removing it? Do I need to? They just add subview. They don't set refresh control. Interesting. Well, but I don't really want to set it to, you can't set it to null then, right? Okay, I'll look at that another time. No, we are not going to use a storyboard. Let's try with just end refreshing. Let's add the action. I know this is a little bit of a detour, but that's okay. Okay, now we can. Private lazy bar refresh control equals load movies. So to use selectors, the functions that you slap in them need to be Objective-C callable. And that usually just entails slapping an @objc in front of the function. It's one of those silly things still left over because Swift is still just built on top of Objective-C. Okay. And then if we just say there's an end refreshing. So can we let's try this, see what happens. There we go. No fucking around necessary. Assuming that that's working. I don't know if it's definitely working, but well, it's testable, so we can just do a print. Well, actually, we don't even need to. We can do a breakpoint. Yeah. There we go. Great. I knew. I forgot it was called a refresh control. Okay, this is perfect. So we can now refresh our list just by pulling down. This is gonna have to be whatever my special feature that I add is, but off the top of my head I don't know what that's gonna be. Next step, okay. I want to update the view model that I'm sending through to the cell. And this might be terrible. It honestly might be terrible practice, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I think it's kind of cool. So let's actually do a new group here. Genre cell view model. Just gonna take this away. Genre cell. I'm gonna slap this in here. And we're gonna do a new file here. Swift file. Genre cell view model. So genre salvi model. I apologize for the sniffing. I know it's a bit like repugnant, but whatever. So, what does this need? It needs a private let genre string and a private let movies, which is going to be a movie array. And can we refactor? Come on, refactor. Oh, and I know I did this. I've done this before. You can like generate your constructors, which most fucking classes or most things can do anyway. Most like IDEs. Syntax coloring. But I know Xcode couldn't. Look, sometimes you spend more time looking for a function than it would take to just do it in the first place. So genre string, that's not how you spell string, and movies, movie. Okay, self.genre, self.movies. Oops. Okay, cool. So now I want the cell to have its own view model. View model that should can be null. And then I think in here, what I want to do is I want to say func configure cell. Well, let's just say cell genre. Oops. Cell. And we want to go cell.genre label.text equals genre. And it'll do more. We'll use this as a data source as well. I wonder if I can do a did set viewModel dot configure self. Okay. Again, this is very experimental. We aren't. So there's a change of plan here. We're not going to have movie accesses. Oh, no, that's not true. We are going to have movies for string, but it's actually going to be private. So this is instead going to return a genre cell view model. And then I don't think that we need these. return and then let's say let genre equal, so I only want to call this function once. Okay, so it's telling me that this is not optional, so fine. So that'll work. So now instead of returning a genre, we're returning a genre cell view model with a genre and its movies. That can then configure the cell with how to look. It's complaining because this is still expecting that. So instead of setting genre, oops, view model, what's that? Cool, so now nothing should change. It should look exactly the same. Yes. Okay, cool. Then the other thing that this needs to do, let's do extension genre view cell view model. So this needs to be a UI table view data. No, this is just a UI kit source. Okay. So we need, can I create the stubs here? Fix. There we go. Oh my goodness, no, we don't need all of these. We need rows in section, return movies.count, cell for row at, return UI table view cell. Can it? Okay. Yeah. This is more Objective-C junk. It worked. It worked on the view controller because I think UI view controller automatically already inherits NS object. So when I added the table extension here, it didn't complain. But because the genre cell view model was just a Swift class, it wasn't an NS object, so I couldn't inherit this. But now I just had to add that, so it's alright. Okay. Now, wait, my plan might be foiled if I can't have horizontal tables. Swift horizontal table view. This is a thing. No, I don't want to use the stack view. Okay, well, my plan may have already come grinding to a halt if table views aren't supposed to be horizontal. Okay, we can try with a collection view. Ah. So, time to try with a collection view, I suppose, instead of a table view. So that's maybe okay. Movies, collect. I haven't messed around with collection view. This definitely complicates things. Is it going to break anything immediately? No. Except that these are all now too long. It's okay. Just do this. I hope that this collection view can do what I need. Can you register? So you can. Okay. Right, here goes. New group, genre cell, movie cell, new file. Movie cell. This is just gonna have an image. Otherwise, though, it's still gonna work the same way as the other one. UI components. So my plan here, each of these is one of these cells. And it basically just has an image. Alright. What are the... which property is this? There's two different images. Poster. Come in. Close that. No, don't save. Alright, poster is the one that we want to use. And backdrop is the horizontal one. Okay, cool. So... poster image, UI image, view. I think we maybe want to lazy bar image view. Has my music died? Image view. Okay, and then we want to do some basic kind of image view dot. I can't remember what the setting is. Content mode dot scale aspect fit. Just like do this here. False. Okay, then really I should be a bit more consistent about that, but whatever right now. Yeah, you need our initializer. So let's do our movie cell view model. Movie cell view model. Oops. This is just gonna have a movie. Yeah. Let movie minutes. Movie. Okay. What have I done? Why did I put brackets here? Okay, cool. We do want to do a similar func configure with a cell. This is going to be a movie cell. Now all that's going to happen here is so let's just do the same as this. Movie cell. Movie cell. Doesn't it? Oh, movie cell view model. What we need to do here is we need to download the image for the cell. I have done that before too, although 10 points for Gryffindor if I can remember where. I'm pretty sure it's in this where the view controller. But it might not be. Let me show where the content offset. Is it in hourly views? Setting up the constraints. Because I know that these weather icon images came from online. Is there resources? Ah, this is it. To me, UI image view plus download extension. Okay, this is, yeah, there's some utils that are just too good. New file, Swift file. Image view plus download extension. This must be UI kit. Okay, so what this does is it lets us take a URL or a string and download it into an image and set that image on the UI view. So now what we can do on our view model here is we can say cell dot, nope, apparently we can't. Image you downloaded, we should be able to. Cell dot movie or poster, sorry, poster image dot downloaded from link, and we have movie dot poster. There we go. I should probably get like a placeholder image. Yeah, but we'll do that later. In the meantime, this is breaking everywhere that it could possibly be. Yeah, these don't exist. We just want to set up private func setup poster image. Nope. Setup post image. Right, we want to do our load constraints here. So we want the image viewed leading constraints, no constraints equal to is there a content view? There is dot leading. Of course there is a content view, it's a table view cell. I'm just still nervous about using this collection view. Leading anchor constant. Should we do a little bit of a padding? But less. Padding. Sorry, gotta blow my nose again. Oh. Oh, I hope that. Okay, cool. Disconnected from chat. Probably doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Is active. Okay, I'm gonna do this for top leading, bottom trailing. So leading, I like to go around counterclockwise for some reason. No, but then we gotta start at the top. Top anchor, leading anchor, bottom trailing. No, oh my word. Why are there so many things starting with tray? And then we've got update here. Top. This is how copy pastes happen, like before. Bottom. Trailing. Okay. Oh, yeah, we've got to add that. I can just. See, I'm trying to copy paste when I don't need to. It's just so ingrained into me that I have to copy paste everything. Now, I kind of want to. I need to give the image view like a static height. Dot height anchor dot constraint. Equal to constant. I'm sort of thumb sucking here. What if we do 80.0? Let's use constants. Image height. Let's do 80. Height. And what are the actual I should probably check the actual dimensions. There we go. It's the Dark Knight. Let's just save this. Key movie spec. Three 4.2 by 513. Okay. So if we make the height equal to that, we can say image view dot. There's a dot multiplier equal to height anchor image view dot height anchor with a multiplier of so the width must be 342.0 by 512.0. No? I'm not supposed to be using image view. I'm supposed to be using poster image. Dum dum. Okay, fix. And this definitely needs to be poster image. Try again. Also, it's not optional. Oh my word. There's an image view because table cells do all have an image view by default. There are a few like default cell styles that you can use. Oh, we've still got to do the set active. This is actually not my favorite way to go about this. I prefer. If I do this here, I'm gonna have to change it everywhere. My preferred way to activate layout constraints, oops, is ns layout not like this dot activate with an array. This is it's fine to do it this way, but you have to do freaking isActive everything. If you do it like this, you just slap them all in an array, and this is also much more efficient. If you're messing with constraints outside of like initializers and things. I'm gonna have to refactor this everywhere. Okay, so that should work. Rather than the isActives, I'll update the genre cell with this another time and the view controller. So we should now have this movie cell, which has nothing but an image view in it, which has a specific sort of size and its constraints set up. So in our genre cell here, it's collection view. I think just that we're only doing it once, we can say here, movies collection view dot register movie cell dot self and movie identifier. And then in our view model, where we configure, not this one. God. We want to say cell dot data source equals self. Okay, that's what I was, well, that's one thing I was a little concerned about. So we need to UI collection view data source. Now I'm not sure what functions are required by this. Don't you tell me that. Number of items in section and self item at. The number of sections is optional. Everything else is optional. Sweet. Okay, so it's basically the same. Number of sections. Number of items in section. So just gonna, it's the same. Movies.count. Again, it's a habit, but we don't need to say return if it's just a one-liner. And then we want cell. So I just looked, man. What's the function called? Cell for item at. It's this. But it's a UI collection view cell. And now I've made this a UI table view cell. Collection view cell? Is that going to break everything? Oh, this init won't work for one thing. But perhaps there's an equivalent. Init. Could be worse. I thought more would break. Oh, there it is. Movie cell. Okay. Okay. Just gonna do the same thing. Extension. God, I hope this works. This isn't where you want to be. That'll work. That'll remove one error. Another thing, I wonder if we need to set the orientation here. Not in the view model. Here. Orientation? No. Direction? Fuck. Okay. Let's just try and see what happens. I must update these constraints. But then I must also update these constraints. I'm gonna quickly do that. Sometimes you just need to do something that you know will work. And how long did that take? do I still need to... comma, comma, comma. Okay. Right, the comma is in the wrong place. Build is failing because we're not returning a cell. Return. Oh, let's God let cell equal not table view collection view dot dq cell with reuse identifier. Why do I need an index path here? I can just pass the index path, I suppose. Okay. Shit. Movie cell dot identifier. We have an index path as movie cell, else return just UI collection view cell, and then return cell. But before we do that, we want to say cell dot view model equals cell view model movies xpath dot item. God, I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try. How bad can it be? Worst case scenario, it crashes. Worst things have happened. And this is a very realistic look into my standard professional coding. Sorry again. Basically, there's a lot of experimentation, and will this work? I don't know. Oof. Okay. Which should then begin the download for the movie cell. And then also we want to reload data. I'm forgetting something. Not sure what, but oh, the init override. I'm sure that there is one that needs to happen. Override it. Not frame. Is that it? But we do have to do this setup post image at some point. What is the init that gets called? We can debug, I suppose. Just click here. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's run this bad boy. This is complaining because the row is too long. Okay, it exploded. Collection view must be initialized with a non-null layout parameter. Okay. More Googles, thank you. Okay, don't worry about that. Stop. Let's just make lint happy. Is this also too long? For Christ's sake. The standard for my work is this. And I make that, I think. But I'm just going with good old fashioned, which is this. Okay. So our genre cell we need to set, what was it? Non-null layout parameter. What was this? UI collection view layout. UI collection view layout. I don't know. It's definitely going to be sad. Oh, hey. Okay. Well, it's populating. This is positive. We've passed 11 o'clock. I do have to turn off by 12. Let's see if we can't do something about these. We're not hitting this breakpoint. Awaiting either of these. Yeah, there are 6. So why is it not getting here? I wonder if that has to do with the layout. Okay, might have to do some research on collection view layouts. This isn't as simple as I'd hoped. Okay, there might be a better way. There's certainly an easier way. I was hoping to use table views because they're more memory friendly. But there's another way. We can do a horizontal stack view. And just populate it with image views. It just means that we're loading all of the ones in the category, which I don't like. Okay. But I think it's actually the way to go. So a bit of a refactor here. Let movies stack view equal UI. Can I do a stack view? Okay. And now movies stack view. Oops. Movies stack view. Set up movies stack view. You're not registering anything. Dot orientation, direction, distribution. Dot. Oh, well, that's different. How do we? Oh, axis, I think. Dot. Horizontal. Okay, cool. And this is the same. But actually this needs to be put in a scroll view or it's not going to work. Fun with scroll views, man. Okay, let's scroll view equal scroll view. As long as the child of the scroll view has a fixed, either the height or the width is fixed, then the scroll view works fine. The height of the stack view is going to be fixed. Oof. Haven't touched scroll views for a while. Okay. Content view dot add subview scroll view. It's false. Okay. Now a scroll view is going to have the same constraints that this currently has. And the stack view is now going to be contained in the scroll view. with its leading, top, trailing, and bottom all equal without any constants. To the scroll view. I'm a little nervous. I know I might need a view around the scroll view, but let's just see what happens if you do it like this. So a stack view is fine. A scroll view, do we need to do... No, I don't think I need to set an axis here because it's defined by the content. Stack view dot height anchor constraints equal to constant, and this we have here. So this movie cell is unfortunately gonna get deleted, but that's okay. That's life. Sometimes things don't work out and then you try something else. Okay, so this is gonna go these are both just gonna go. Just delete these actually. Delete, move to trash. Okay. Now this is also gonna cry because I'm trying to create something that doesn't exist. We don't need this anymore. All the data source, all the reload data. We are instead gonna populate the cells, the genre cells. Stack view in the view model. That's okay. That's fine, I think. It's kind of right. Well, I'm not sure. What is the alignment? Dot. Sure. With the stack view is arranged use that they fill the available space perpendicular to the axis. We kind of want that. Cool. And then dot spacing will padding to be the same. Okay. Can maybe just do it here. Figure populate stack view with images. Cell dot. The scroll view can actually be private because we shouldn't really reference that externally. Remove. Can I not? Dot clear. List of views arranged by the stack view. So now you go add arranged. Can you replace? No. Let's just see if there's not a better way to do that. Swift stack view move all. Ooh, a cool extension. Okay. So you say remove arrange subview, and then for each view they also remove. Okay, I'm gonna copy paste this bad boy. UI stack view plus remove all. UI stack view plus remove all. That needs to be a plus. Plus. You know what? This should be credited. Give credit in your code, people, when it's something original like this. Okay. My job here is done. Okay. So we should now have a remove all arranged subviews. Remove all arranged subviews. And then for movie in movies, I think private func add movie to stack view UI stack view. Oof, look at the time. Okay, so now we can say add movie to cell dot. Ooh, my neck, my body, my life is pain. Okay, so what we want to do here is go. We want to make an image view. We want to add it. So let image view I think we only need one constraint here, because the rest is handled by the stack view. I could be wrong, but view dot right anchor. Basically the same one I did before. Go to view dot width, and the multiplier we want to be 513.0 over 342.0. And here I'm going to use this active because it's just one. And then I want to say add arrange subview image view, and I want to say image view dot downloaded from link. That's going to be movie dot poster. Okay, it's very optimistic that this will work right off the bat, but let's go. Loading, exploding. Okay. Debug. Unable to activate constraint with anchor. Stack view leading. And table view cell content view leading. Because they have no common ancestor. Where am I doing that? Let me just look at my... Not this, the cell. So the movie stack view. Is a scroll view a table view? No. Oh. Although it does look like a table view is a scroll view is a table view based on that comment there. Okay, okay. Hold up. Hold up, hold up. Top. Leading, trailing, top, bottom. I don't think that this will fix it, but it did have to be updated. Okay. Stack view dot leading and load x-axis anchor leading. Okay. I don't know which constraint this is. Height. Bottom, bottom, top, top. Top, bottom, there's fine. Let's just try comment out vast sections of code. So programmatic constraints usually result in pretty wild debugging. Okay. So it didn't moan about that. So then maybe... Where's the stack view then? If I commented out the stack view. Oh my word. It's too much copy paste. Let's just try this again. It's again, I think I'm not actually fixing. Ah, it kind of worked. Scroll view. Trailing. Its top view is genres bottom, and its bottom view is the content view's bottom. We then add the movie stack view, which should have a set height. We can always try debug the UI. Did we ever go into this, I wonder? Yeah, we did. What do you know? Okay. Alright, let's debug our UI and figure out why we can't see our stack view. Down the tab bar. Not worried about the tab bar. Table view. Genre cell. Content view. Label. And the scroll view, which doesn't seem to exist. Which is a stack view with one image view here. Maybe that's just that genre. Let's just check here. Scroll view, stack view. Not several, okay. But where are they? Okay, gotta look at that warning. Do I not? This is now the wrong code base. Ugh, no, let's not get distracted with that. So scroll view does have its stack view. It's cool, you can do this. And sort of see how things are nested. What am I looking? Oh, Thriller. Interesting. So I'm going to assume this is the UI stack view constraints. I'm setting the height and width. Okay, I'm just gonna try one more thing before I start like losing it a bit, because it looks like logically it's working. Our scroll view is just not so lacquer. Let's go private. Wait. Stack views don't scroll by themselves. Swift. If you scroll, it's gonna tell me to put it in a scroll view. Yeah. Have a blank full screen scene, add a scroll view. Add your stack view to your scroll view. 2 or 3 labels inside. Yeah, okay, so we have our scroll view container, so let's private func setup scroll view container. This is the only thing that's like quite a lot easier if you are using the UI builder. Scroll views. Yeah. Setup scroll view container. Okay. Thin view, add subview, scroll view container. And then, oops, translates to false. And then we want to do this. And we want to set the height, I think, on this. And then instead here, it's equal to scroll view container dot height anchor. The scroll view is going to be added to the scroll view container. The scroll view container needs these constraints. And the scroll view needs leading, trailing, top. Okay, this must actually not have any padding. Alright, and then this matches the scroll view, and then they're equal. Okay. This is a bit of a swing in the dark, but let's just see. So I've now added like a normal view around. There we go. Oh, fuck me. And do they scroll? Yes, they do. Holy shit. Don't tell me I don't fucking know how to use a scroll view. Okay. Well, it could be prettier. And it's a little bit laggy because I'm loading too many images as I scroll, which would be less of an issue if I was using the scroll view of the past, the table view, if this was somehow a horizontal table view. But that UI collection view, man, that thing can fuck right off. But really, I should know how to use it. It's never really come up. Well, it's come up like once or twice, and I basically just missed it. Like I did this evening, tonight. Okay. So it still needs to be prettified, but it's getting there. They need to be much bigger. The titles need to be bigger. No label. We can maybe. Font dot size. Can I just set this? Oh, that's what you do. Sec equals dot font with size. And then you can say, I don't know, 24. I don't know how big to make it. And let's make our image height a bit bigger. Make this like 120. This will actually reduce the number of images on the screen, or it should. Ooh, need some kind of padding at the end there. under trailing minus. There we go. All right. Okay. We definitely want a much bigger top padding here. Did say let me say minus here. I don't know. I'm messing around a little bit. That's how UI goes though. Ooh, don't like that. This one. There we go. Okay. Looking better, getting there. The height's about right. We have the title bar at the top, so don't say Wookiee movies there. And the genre text even looks about the right size. So now, besides making things look nicer, I need to do a tappy event, which will then go to the detail view. So I need to do the detail view. I know. Sorry for all the sniffing and everything. I think this is a good place to call it. So what did we do tonight? We updated our movie list view models logic. We updated our movie decodables. And we created cells to display our genres in movies. It's not too bad. That's not too bad. Cool. With that, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you to anyone who watched. Again, when I'm done with this series, I'm gonna slap them all on YouTube. I might try break them up because 3-hour videos are not very digestible. But either way, I'd like to do it. Be a nice addition to my learning stuff. And yeah, next time, which might be tomorrow night, I'll start work on the details view. Cool. Just looking at it, thinking now I'm going to do that. It's going to be fine. It's also going to be a big fucking scroll view, isn't it? Anyway, okay, I hear messages coming, so I'm going to stop it there. Here we go. We end off with millions of me. So cheers and good night and look after yourselves.